And here's your host, John Chapman.
All right, baby. I hope y'all are ready because the 53-man roster for the 49ers 2022 season is set for now. Even though they got their 53, they're already making adjustments. 2 more in, 2 more out. Players going to the pup, all those things. We're going to cover all that. We went live earlier today, which was awesome. I really enjoyed that show with Wayne. We were on the air for over an hour. It was awesome. And we kind of focused on the players getting cut. This episode's going to focus on the opposite of that. What the 49ers 53-man looks like. We're going to go position by position, offense, defense, special teams, and what this story is telling us, because I'm telling you right now, it is very, very clear what Kyle Shanahan wants to do offensively with the roster that he has built. It's very simple. You don't need a map to decode things or whatever. It's just there, and we're going to cover that. So we're going to be jumping in position by position. All the cuts are done. Crazy enough, no trades took place, which is a little bit of a shocker. I'm not going to lie. But I love this 49ers roster. It's very, very different. I missed on 6 picks, right? So, like, I know, like, a lot of times I'll put out there, oh, look what I got this right or whatever. I missed 6 out of 53. That's not good. But I want to go through why and all those different things. And yeah, Jordan Willis coming back, Tyler Kroft coming back. That is correct. That has already been put out there. Now, let's start with the quarterbacks. They kept 3, which is crazy shock. Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo as a backup quarterback, and Brock Purdy released Nate Sudfeld. Now, that's interesting to me. And, you look, most teams keep 2. But I think the 49ers plan is to probably trade Jimmy Garoppolo if the opportunity presents itself. You look at a team like the Dallas Cowboys, they kept 1. Dallas Cowboys just have Dak Prescott. They're the only quarterback on their entire roster. Maybe they claim Nate Sudfeld. Hopefully Nate Sudfeld gets claimed somewhere. That saved the 49ers $2 million in cap space. But cap space really isn't a concern as of now. Right now, their 5th in cap space was $18.1 million. So the 49ers are fine, especially in that regard. Like, they can spend. They're fine. But most of that money is going to be rolled into the future to try and, cover the Bosa deal and all that stuff. Crazy that Purdy made it. And Purdy's important because if Jimmy does get traded, you're then 1 snap away from Brock Purdy being your starting quarterback, which scares the hell out of me. The more time he's got to develop, the better. But moxie's there. There's no doubt about that. He has all the moxie in the world. Now, running backs. Dak is whack. That is correct, Dabian. And Anthony says, man, he's excited about the running back room. I'm with you. It's funny because Shanahan was asked earlier this week, how do you decide which running backs to keep?
It's tough. I mean, I feel like it's been tough every year here. I think we've always had some good practice squad guys. I mean, some good undrafted free agents. We've always, I feel like, brought in some pretty good vets for competition. And every year it's always tough to decide on those backs because, we've also gone through 4 every single year since our first year. So it's always an important decision. It's not just about the backs either. It's how they line up with all the other positions. And that's what we'll decide here over the next few days.
It was not an easy decision. In fact, they kept 5 true running backs and a fullback, which is unprecedented. But the 49ers are one of the run heaviest guys out there. What's up, Silverado? I love this dude. It's been a minute. I love it, man. Yes, we do have to get together again, Kev. I love it, man. He's awesome. Such a good dude. You kept with so many running backs. Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson Jr., TDP, Trey Sermon even made it. Jordan Mason, my favorite, and Kyle Juszczyk. My thing the whole time was, gosh, please do not let Jordan Mason slip through waivers. It was just too much. But they ended up only cutting Hasty, which is interesting. It has already been put out there that if he does clear waivers, they want to bring him back on the practice squad. But you're keeping 6 running backs. The 49ers run the ball more than anybody else already. I think they were 3rd most rush attempts. Somebody could check me on that during the regular season, how many rush attempts they had. We'll get that. Clayton, if you don't mind looking at that. Thanks. Clayton, man behind the scene, as always, keeping the show running. He's a freaking gym, that man. But golly, so you look at the running backs, and they're going to use them. Raheem Mostert looks like he's back and showing out for Miami, and I love that. And yeah, the 49ers don't have that speed demon, but the bulk, the size on these running backs, the smallest one they cut, it is very clear this is going to be a ground and pound team with Trey Lance throwing the ball over the top. And if you just look at the running backs and you're like, well, maybe, because in the past, 1 or 2 running backs have always got hurt. And so then it was a difficult choice. Everybody's healthy. Elijah Mitchell's back practicing with his hamstring. Wilson's just fine. TDP's been, pretty steady. Sermon, all right. Yeah, there's some question marks with his play, but he's a bigger bodied back. And Mason is just the freaking incredible Hulk out of all of them. Not to mention Kyle Juszczyk, right? But, here we go, Clayton. What we got?
Hey, so just looked at NFL.com. Looks like the Niners have the most rushing attempts in the league last season at 499 attempts. Got him, looks like in the top 3 or so in rushing yards, but not quite in the lead.
Attempts are what matters. And
yeah,
if you've been with us for a year or two, and whenever we do our scouting reports, that is always one of the keys to the game. How many rush attempts? Yeah, there we go. Well, I love it. Thank you, Clayton. You're the man. And so, as we watch those rush attempts, they're built for even more. Even more. Look what happened last year. Whenever you lost a couple, whenever Elijah Mitchell went down, when Raheem Mostert went down, when Jeff Wilson went down, it stalled the offense so much so you had to put Debo back there. And I haven't even mentioned Debo yet. You got 6 running backs plus Debo. Yeah, Melissa, we got a Clayton sighting. That's always everybody take a drink, right? I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, and if you're not sold on the 49ers running the ball like a madman all year long, look at the tight end position. They only kept 3 initially. Kittle, Warner, and Dwelly, but this is one of the IR swaps that's already been reported. 2 players are going to the IR tomorrow, and they're bringing back 2 vets. One of the vets they're bringing back is Tyler Kroft, who I have been as adamant a fan of, and just how much I love this dude. I thought Dwelly outplayed him, and rightfully so. He earned that spot. But Tyler Kroft coming back. So you mean to tell me you're keeping 6 running backs and 4 tight ends? That should tell you something. That's 10 players that are designed just to run the damn ball. Now, you'd say Kittle and pass catchers. I get all that. But the best pass catching tight end, not named George Kittle, was waived on the first round of cuts. They're running the damn ball this year. I'm telling you right now, they are leading the NFL in rush attempts. This is going to be how many 12, 13 play drives you can get. That's the whole thing. Now, again, if you're still sitting there and you're saying, maybe not. Well, guess what? They only kept 5 wide receivers. So you kept an extra running back, you're keeping an extra tight end, and you let go of a wide receiver. I think that's huge. Coach Cruz, he says, who takes that 4th safety spot? No way we start the season with just 3. I agree with you. Now, get a little bit out of order here, but I'm okay with that. The safeties they kept, Jimmy Ward, obviously, Tarvarius Moore, Hufanga, and Odom. Well, Ward's going to IR and going to miss at least 4 weeks. There is no way in the world. Coach Cruz nailed it. No way in the world you go into week 1 with only 3 safeties, 2 of which are question marks. I mean, we know what Odom is. Hufanga, who I love and is going to be starting, but Tarvarius Moore has been bad against the 3s. You're not rolling into week 1 with that. You're getting another safety. Now, the question then becomes, do you call up a practice squad player? Do you claim Tart? Anthony Harris is out there, free safety that was let go. There's lots of players out there. But if you claim one of them, guess what? You got to let go of one of yours. Who's going to be let go? That's the whole discussion there. Or do you just see who you can get on the practice squad? You got to elevate 2 practice squad players a week. If that's Tart or Dante Johnson, then you're fine. Because you can put them on the practice squad, say, hey, man, we're going to elevate you for the first month. Because you get to call players up 3 times now. Last year, it was 2 times you could elevate a player from the practice squad. This time, it's 3 times. So Tart could come in, be on the practice squad, or Dante Johnson. Chop Suey says, claim Tart. Justin, bring Tart back. So my question to you guys is, if you do claim Tart, you have to cut somebody. That's the way claims work. So if you want to claim Tart, you got to tell me. I'm going to hold you guys to a higher standard because you're a more educated audience. If you want to claim Tart, that's great. You got to tell me who you want to let go. So in the chat, you got to put claim Tart, Morgan. Okay, cool. Now you're back down to 3 safeties. Still doesn't solve the problem. You're not going into week 1 with 3 safeties. You got to have 4. So if you're claiming Tart or Anthony Harris or Tony Jefferson or any of the other safeties that are out there, you got to let go another position group. You have to. Nobody's going into a game with 3 safeties. Again, I think they're going to claim somebody on the practice squad and elevate them for the first 3 weeks. I think that's probably the play. And it's probably going to be somebody like Dante Johnson if he's healthy with his ribs. Now, Taylor Hawkins, that's who I would prefer. I just wish he had a little more experience. If these 4 games missed by Jimmy Ward were weeks 10, 11, 12, 13, then I would love it to be Taylor Hawkins. I'm not quite sure I want an undrafted free agent playing that role week 1. I would much rather have an experienced vet, whether that's Tyshawn Gibson, Dante Johnson, Jaquaski Tart. There's options. Tony Jefferson, Anthony Harris. That's 5 safeties that are just sitting there. I don't think all 5 are going to get claimed. So Shanahan and his shenanigans might be able to slip one through on the practice squad. He says, yeah, keep Knight. I'm with you there. I think he said Zakil. I think he tried to spell Zakil. That gave my brain got tired reading that. That was awesome. I'm from Texas, man. You got to slow things down for me. I'm not the smartest man. So you're keeping 6 running backs back to the offensive side. 3 tight ends now will be 4. Then wide receivers only 5. Debo Ayuk, Jennings, Ray McLeod, and 3rd round pick Danny Gray. This is going to be a very pass-heavy team. And probably what's more crazy than even, all these rosters and cuts and who we're keeping and all those things, shenanigans, that's hard to say. Yeah. Everybody seems relatively healthy. Now, is that going to continue? Probably not. I think that's important. But, man, there's so much health there. All 5 of your wide receivers are healthy. When's the last time 49ers could say that? Your tight ends, healthy. Running backs, all healthy. Like, it seems great. The only person that's really dealing with issues is McGlinchey and Brunskill, but that brings us to the offensive line. You kept 9. Usually only keep 8. They struggled with this offensive line. They really, really did. And Rook comes in with the question, how's Banks and Burford look run blocking? Incredible. Also, is our center decent here too? Yes. The issue with Jake Brindle, who's probably going to be starting, isn't that he's a bad run blocker. No. Shanahan's system, run block first, pass block second. That's just the way it's designed. Daddy Shanahan was the same way. But your starters, you got Trent, Banks, Brindle, Burford, McGlinchey. McGlinchey being back helps a lot. He's got, 10 days. Where are we at? Let's look at the Bears tracker on how much time we got. Let me share my screen here. If we look at this, we're 11 days away from kickoff, which is so freaking incredible. I'm so pumped, man. I'm so excited. 11 days ain't long. This weekend's going to be a little rough. I won't be honest with you, but it's right around the damn corner, guys. And so, hamstring issues, you look at the people that are back. Elijah Mitchell's back. Brunskill, I'm curious to see whenever he gets back, but we're not far away. We're really not far away. Now, they also kept Colton McKivitz, which he was a lock. Brunskill, he's a lock. Then you got Jalen Moore. I didn't think he was going to make it, but he's, again, another tackle play that should be playing guard. And Nick Zakelj, who they kept over Poe. Now, he was drafted. Poe was undrafted. And Zakel's already taken snaps at center. So just that versatility seems to reign supreme. For the 49ers in the decision-making process. If you can play multiple positions, you're going to be there. And Squishy Banana, he says, can McGlinchey stay healthy? I don't know. Will he re-injure his knee? I don't know. I'll tell you this. Mike McGlinchey never missed a game. Never missed a game until his 3rd year in the NFL. And I'm talking Pee-wee, high school, middle school, college. So, you can't – I know we're now talking about McGlinchey having these injuries. He's really only had one, and this injury stems from his previous one. And that's what he's got to get over, that torn quad. The knee is impacted by the torn quad. It's the same leg. That stuff he's got to get past. So take that. Now, if we look at the offense, they kept 26. Last year, they kept 24. Once they make the IR switch to Taylor Croft, it's going to be 27. way more emphasis on the offensive versatility. You kept an extra quarterback, you kept an extra running back, you're keeping an extra tight end, and you're keeping an extra offensive lineman. Whew, that's a lot. Benji, he says, with this system and talent, we just need decent O-line play. You're right. The new starters don't have to be superstars. Just please play sound NFL football. 49ers want to run the ball like crazy. And this offensive line is built for that. They might not be the best pass blockers. So if you want Trey dropping back 30 times a game, you better be moving that damn pocket. But if you can manage running the ball 30 times a game, now you're cooking with some grease, baby. Now it's time to go, because that's what Shanahan wants. Wind them down on offense, allow your pass rushers to hunt on defense. That's what you want. You want those 9 to 12 minute drives. You want to just take up the clock. That's what you want. Those multiple plays, just lots of first downs. And that's what the running back personnel is built for. Really, really is. So 26 players on offense, going to be 27. Going to be 27. Oh, look at this. I got to show you guys. I got a new toy, which I'm pretty excited about. Look at this. Look at this flag we got made for the 49ers Rush road trip. Oh, I'm so pumped about this. I got 2 of those bad boys. So if you are coming out to party with us at any of the away games, 49ersrushroadtrip.com. All you got to do, look for the flag, whether you're coming to party with us in Chicago at Wrigley, or you're going to be tailgating with us before the game, or you're going to be going to Denver with Navarro Bowman, or you're going to be partying with us before the Broncos game. Every single freaking road trip, all year long, we're throwing at least 2 parties at every single city. We got you. Just got to look for the flag. Thank you, Melissa. We spent a lot of time on that flag. The logos, we're working through it. It's been a fun off season, and we've gotten some fun stuff going there. Yeah, Banana, he says this again. Shanny, going to dive into the playbook. You're going to have a lot of 22 personnel sets. 2 tight ends, 2 backs, big personnel. Let's go. Oh, Coach Cruzy says one of those is going up in the man cave. I love it. Yeah, I got to get you one, man. I got to get you one, Coach. I'll get you one for sure. Purdy is more NFL ready than. Whoa. Yeah, that's a joke, right? That's got to be a joke. That's okay. We'll move on from that one. I appreciate it. I'm one of those people that, like, I think trolls serve a purpose in society. I think it can be important, but you can go too far sometimes, and it's just like, okay, you're not constructively adding anything. But yeah, I can respect a troll from now on now, as long as they're respectful, right? You treat people with dignity. You throw your stuff in there, a couple jabs. I'm cool with that. Now let's jump to the defensive side, because I think this is kind of key. I cannot believe they only kept 9 defensive linemen. I really thought it was going to be 11. The strength of the team. You got your starting 4, Bosa, Kinlaw, Armstead, Sampson. We all knew those guys. Your backups, we all knew was gonna be around. Drake, Givens, Ridgeway, Omenihu. Then they kept Hyder. Oh, what's up, Juan? He says, we all need to be flying a 49ers rush flag. I love it, man. I didn't know this would be a thing that people would be interested in. But the flag getting some, I don't know, maybe I need to find a way to put those in the shop. They're expensive. But okay. Flynn says put them up in the shop. Yeah, let me figure that out. They're pretty pricey. I only got 2 made because I'm broke right now. But yeah, let me go to the shop and see what I can come up with. I'm sure I can come up with something. But yeah, people want them. Good gosh, I didn't think that would be a thing. But when Juan speaks, and when Flynn speaks, and when Coach speaks, I gotta listen. Because they're freaking awesome. So anyway, back to the defensive line. Jordan Willis got cut. Kimiko Toure got cut. That's crazy. Leon, she said, yeah, Leanne, she wants it. Chop Suey loved Toure. I can't believe Kimiko Toure got cut. I cannot believe that. But we are getting Jordan Willis back. That's one of the IR switches, because you got 2 players going to IR. Jimmy Ward, Curtis Robinson, undrafted free agent rookie, made it, which is awesome. And you're getting 2 players back, Tyler Kroft and Jordan Willis. Now, the question that's been out there on Twitter, and I want to share this, why is it that we can already claim these players before waivers? Well, here's the rule. To go on waivers, you have to be at 4 years or less accrued seasons. Basically, been in the NFL and got starting, playing time, minutes, games to qualify. If you are a rookie, second year, third year, fourth year player, you get claimed, you get waived, which means all 31 other teams get the opportunity to say, John Chapman, you're on our team now. It's not up to my decision to say no. I am literally property of that team if they claim me. I can't deny it. Okay. You have to go there. Kind of like being drafted. After your 4 years of service, once you become a quote unquote vet, that's what that term means, a veteran, then you don't have to go through that. So when you look at Tyler Kroft or Jordan Willis getting waived, guess what? They get to decide. They're in charge on which team they want to sign for. This is the shenanigans where you have the handshake deal. Basically said this, Jordan Willis, we're going to cut you. We're letting you go. But we're moving Jimmy Ward to IR tomorrow. Once we do that, we're giving you a new contract. So don't go sign with another team. Cool? Jordan Willis says, cool. And there you go. So that kind of is I think eventually there's going to be an NFL rule named after Kyle Shanahan that won't let you do this. And it's always going to be tampering in the NFL is very prevalent. But this is one that eventually will be ruled out. But we're getting Jordan Willis back. So even though we only kept 9 initially, really we're keeping 10 with Jordan Willis. And so, I mean, that is just a damn strong group. I really wish we could get Kamiko Toure back. Sorry about that. And Decal, that extra quarterback and running back we were carrying took that extra D-line spot. You're correct. You are exactly correct. You are correct. Linebackers, they kept 1 extra. This was a shock to me. You kept Warner, Greenlaw, Aziz, those 3 we knew. You kept Burks, DFF, and you kept Curtis Robinson. I thought Marcelino McCrary-Ball was going to be the guy. They kept Curtis Robinson, and I think they kept him because he was hurt. Because, again, now you get to do the switcheroo. If you kept McCrary-Ball, who's healthy, you can't do that. So McCrary-Ball is probably going to be back on the practice squad unless he gets claimed, which is possible because he balled out, man. Roland, Shanahan is that guy in your fantasy football league that knows all the loopholes. That's right, man. Daddy passed down the book, and Shanahan, he's sneaky. What's John Turturro from Mr. Deeds? Sneaky, sir. I think 3 people got that reference, which is always my goal. I always want to get as few people as possible to get my pop cultural references. It just makes me feel good inside. I don't know. I made that connection with a few of you. If you got that reference, I need you to type I got it in the chat so I know I at least got 1. All right. I just need to get at least 1. If I get 1, I'm happy. If I threw a shutout, now I'm disappointed. Anyway, there we go. Sneaky, sir. There we go, Chris. That's what I'm talking about. Ball looked really, really fast. So did Curtis Robinson. You go back and you watch our special teams breakdown, which I'm going to get the Texans game out here in the next few days. I mean, those dudes are freaking flying. Oh, there we go. Never underestimate the sneakiness, sir. See, I knew these people got it. I knew these people. Oh, we got James Willow. What's up, man? What's up, James? Handsome devil. Glad to have you in here, my friend. Now, looking at the linebackers again, Curtis Robinson's going straight to IR. He's a young, promising guy. He might not even get activated this year. I'm just being honest with you, unless an injury takes place. Because this is a guy with high upside. He was one of the prominent players early on in camp. He was one of the prominent players early in the preseason, just consistent. Special team stud, and they're just going to sit on him. I'm just going to be honest. I don't even think Curtis Robinson's going to be activated unless you got a couple injuries to the running back or linebacker position. I think this is just an extra. We're going to stash you till next year because you remember Greenlaw and Aziz last year, their deals. You need to start building that depth now. And Aziz was an undrafted free agent once that you were able to keep on the practice squad, and then you promoted him, and now he's a beast. Curtis Robinson, Marcelino McCrary-Ball, those look to be those guys. And we'll do a full practice squad episode once we know those. We should know them tomorrow. So we'll know that soon, but I don't want to jump into that just yet because it's speculation right now. Daryl, I laughed so hard yesterday with John saying the 5th, Dave Chappelle. Man, Chappelle show, like, that was our college experience. Everybody would run to my room because I had one of the on-campus apartments. There weren't a lot where I went to school, and everybody would run to my freaking apartment. It was Tuesdays, I think at 7, and we would watch Comedy Central, and Chappelle show like got us through college. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm biggest Dave Chappelle fan there is. He's incredible. I love stand-up. So anyway, I'll step back. That's right. I could go Chappelle show all day references on here. Now, let's go to the cornerbacks. Only kept 5. Last year kept 6. Now you're able to do that. Why? Because Jason Verrett is hanging in the wings on the pup, meaning he's going to miss 4 games, even though he's already looking pretty good. So you're allowed to kind of move forward with this with 1 fewer numbers, which is awesome. They kept Charvarius Ward, Womack, and Mosley. Those are your starters. And freaking Diamador Lenore. I cannot stress this enough. You know, I was pretty upset. The cut that made me the most angry was the one where I got a little pissed was Quantrez Knight. Not going to lie. I've been adamant how much I love that dude. But Diamador Lenore, and Wayne said this, and he was spot on earlier. He played so well in a way that it made Quantrez Knight a little bit more expendable, because Quantrez Knight's one of those versatile guys. He's played safety, he's played slot, he's played outside, but Demo's played slot and outside and done really well. And now Samuel Womack's played outside and inside and done really well. So Demo's coming for all the haters. I love it. Freddie Mac, yeah, I really like Knight too. I love Q Knight. I hope we get him back. I really do. I think there's a good chance. But with Demo excelling, he's the first off the bench at all three corner positions. So with Charvarius Ward, Womack, and Mosley out there as your starters, one person goes down, Demo's first to come off the bench. Ambry Thomas, he made it, and I'm glad he did. A little slower out the gate. That's just his formula. But, you know, he's a long-term guy. He's a guy that's going to come into play week 10, 11, 12, right? Once we get Jason Verrett back, he will assume that role. But you've just got Ambry Thomas, outside guy only. Just let him sit there, let him marinate a little bit. Yeah. Why don't you let him marinate a little bit there, buddy? That's as good Canadian accent as I could do. Shout out to all the Letterkenny fans. I'm telling you, this is Reference Central. I'm just feeling it today. I think this is my 5th hour of content creation today. So that's why we are, I'm a little delirious, but that's okay. It's worth it. It's worth it. So I like the cornerbacks. I really do. Quantrez Knight would have been nice, but those are 5 young corners. Char Ward, Womack, Mosley, Demo, Ambry Thomas, young corners. And Verrett, Zach, he says Verrett can be activated after week 4. So week 5 is the first game he can play in. But I'm telling you this right now, you don't have to activate him until week 10. So if all 5 of these corners stay healthy, Verrett's not going to be activated. You're going to sit there and let him get better. Just let him get better. And once he is, that's whenever you'll bring him up. Now, if you get to week 10 or week 8 or 9 and everybody's still healthy, you will activate him, because Verrett will instantaneously be your first corner off the bench, right? That's the whole idea. Coach Cruz, he says, who's more likely to be picked up? Teray or Turner or other? Man, he's talking about Malik Turner, the special team stud. You got to go with positional value. The tape that Kamiko Teray put on there, a lot of teams do not have D-line depth. And I really wish they could have traded him, but it didn't come to fruition. I'd say Teray would probably be the more than likely one. But yeah, Malik Turner's going to get claimed by somebody. I think both those guys, they're just too savvy vets that just provide way too much value at positions of scarcity. But yeah, defensive end. That's what I would say. James just woke up. Sounds like I missed a lot. Yeah, a little bit, my friend. But we'll catch you up, man. We got you. So the safety position, and we kind of already talked about this one briefly. You keep in Jimmy Ward. He's going straight to IR. Tarvarius Moore, Hufanga, Odom. Probably my biggest concerned position on the roster by a considerable margin. Now, once Jimmy Ward comes back, that's gone. But it scares the hell out of me. Tarvarius Moore, Hufanga, and Odom as your only 3 safeties. Again, we talked about this briefly earlier. You got to get somebody else in there. Whether that's a practice squad you call up, a vet you bring in, you got to address safety position. That's got to be priority 1. You got to have somebody. So we'll see. Dante Johnson's probably going to fill that role, knowing the 49ers. Bring the Barnacle back, and he'll be – which I will say this. I'm very happy that they're finally playing him at safety, Dante Johnson. And I'm talking like he's still here. We all know Dante Johnson's coming back at some point, right? We know Banana. Dante Johnson in his bunker under Levi's right now. Yeah, man, that dude, he's awesome. So if you look at the numbers you kept 24 on defense. Last year, you kept 26. But now it's going to jump down to 23 once Ward and Curtis Robinson are gone. because you're bringing back Jordan Willis, one, but then you're bringing back an offensive guy. And then, of course, we got our 3 special teams guy, Tabor Pepper, Mitch Wisnowski, Robbie Gould. Freddie Mack, he says, any cuts around the league that jump out to you as possible add to the roster? I doubt it. The safety positions are keyest for me. Those are kind of the most prominent ones that stand out. If you look at, again, Anthony Harris, he's a true free safety. Tony Jefferson, free safety. Tart, more of a strong safety. But there's other safeties out there. That's the one position that would be huge. You look at some of the interior offensive line play, which is okay. I don't think that's where the 49ers need help. I think they need a tackle. Are there some true tackles that are going to be cut? I haven't seen any. I know Alex Leatherwood's a very prominent name. I don't know. As a backup guard, I'm cool with that. But that's what I want him at. I don't want him playing tackle. He's not a good player. I know he's a first-round pick 17th overall by Mike Mayock, but he's a terrible drafter. Wyatt Davis doesn't really fit our scheme as much. He's more of a mauler. Don't need any more tight ends. Devin Assassi. Yeah, 2 great players. There's good players out available, and the NFL likes this. Now, the 49ers are 29th on the waiver system. So you got to wait a while to get who you want. And on top of that, each team gets to claim as many people as they want. So if you look at a team, I don't know, like the Seattle Seahawks, who are top 10, they could claim 10 players. They get all 10 before we get our player. Does that make sense? So it's not like the draft where you just get one claim. No. You can claim and claim and claim and claim and claim. But for every person you claim, you got to let go. You got to let go. Now, before we get to some more Q&A, go ahead and get those queued up for us, Clayton. Real quick word from our sponsor, MyBookie. Winning seasons have officially returned, and with the NFL season on the way, you're going to get plenty of opportunities with MyBookie. That's right. They're back again to support the show all season long. So you can scan this code right here to my right, or you can go sign up with promo code 49ers, 49ERS, and what's going to happen is they're going to give you a double deposit bonus up to $1,000. It's freaking incredible. All you got to do is use our promo code, and it's simple. Let's say you deposit $250. Guess what? You're going to have $500 in your account to bet with, and you've got all kinds of things that you can bet on. Individual games, if you want to keep it simple. You can do prop builders. You can do teasers. You can do parlays. They got casino games. They got everything. So bet on team winning totals, who's going to win the Super Bowl, all those different things, whatever you need to do to secure the bag. So bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Again, just scan this code right to my right or head to mybookie.ag. Use promo code 49ERS. Again, bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. All right. I like it. Now, Clayton, let's get some questions that perhaps we missed or some topics that we want to get covered. We covered the 53 man. I missed on 6. I think that's important. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm a little upset about a couple of them, but man, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, they march to the beat of their own drum. They are not a team. They don't follow protocol. They go outside the lines, which I'm okay with. Melissa, with Hasty gone, who takes his role on special teams? You know, that's it. Jordan Mason. It's going to be Jordan Mason. Every single one of them. Jordan Mason is not going to be getting a bulk of carries early. He is going to be a special team stud, not as a kick returner. He'll be in the right whenever we do our kick return. He'll be in the one right in front of the returner. He'll be the main punt protector on punt return, which is huge. He'll be on everything. He's going to be on everything. So I think that's where that's going to be. Silverado, what's up, man? He said, looking at this roster makeup, Trey will maybe throw 20 passes a game and just need to run and hit layups. That's right. No need to be a hero. 30 to 20 passes per game. Run. You nailed it. You're keeping freaking 4 tight ends, 6 running backs, 9 O-linemen, and every offensive lineman you kept, even the ones that are bad in pass protection, all run game studs. They're running the damn ball. Now, and again, make it easy on Trey. You take, let's say you're throwing the ball 18 times a game. 3 of those are deep shots. You got some easy, nice rollout passes to the flats. Keep it chill, man. Just keep it chill. And that's the way it should be. With the way the roster's built, golly, you got Debo, you got Kittle, you got Ayuk. You got an incredible defense, top 5 defense, almost locked. You don't have to go blow teams out. And that's what you should do with a young quarterback. Allow him to step in a comfortable place and put him in positions to be successful. Now, what's going to be important, and this is one of the things that was the biggest concern early on and in the preseason, was the penalties, right? The negative plays with Trey Sermon. Like those are the types of things that you have to alleviate. Incomplete passes are fine. Penalties, not fine. Sacks, not fine. Turnovers, not fine. You limit those. You allow the defense to determine the game. You run the ball. It's a recipe for success. This is a playoff-built roster. And what I mean by that, there are a lot of teams in the NFL that are going to get, 12, 13 wins. That's not what the 49ers are going to be this year. It's not. But if you get to the dance, every single team in the NFL does not want to play the 49ers. Ask Aaron Rodgers. That's awesome. Get your damn MVP. Get your number 1 seed. We're going to come to your freaking house in December whenever it's 5 degrees, and we're going to freaking step on your throat and send your ass home. That's what this team is. That's the mentality, the way the roster is built. It's to get to the dance, seeds be damned. It's built to win. In this, good defenses and running games travel. That's it, man. It's so simple. So you guys keep building your 5 wide receiver offenses and freaking Arizona and all that stuff. How's that work for you? Let me know. Let me know, Dallas. How's that going, Dallas Cowboys? Anyway, Thomas. Oh, what's up, Thomas? He says, does Trey run or offload to backs? Is he worth a look at fantasy? Yes, he is a giant look in fantasy, because again, if you played fantasy for a while, running quarterbacks are everything. So he will get rushing touchdowns. He will get rushing yards. And you just look at his touchdown to interception ratio. Even last year in only 10 quarters, the ratio was far greater than what Jimmy Garoppolo put up. He's a big play guy. So yes, for sure. I'd say quarterback 10 or 11. That's where my rankings are for him in fantasy this league. Probably quarterback 10 I'd be more happy with. So there we go. Clayton, how's the chat looking? Oh, here we go. Melissa. Likelihood McCrary Ball, Teray Poe make the practice squad with Josh Hockett. Yeah, I put that back up if you don't mind. I want to go through this and do it correctly. And I want to put them in order of who I think is most likely to be on the practice squad and not claimed. I think Teray has the highest likelihood of being claimed out of anybody that we have let go today. I think Poe and McCrary Ball, practice squad guys, 100%. Josh Hockett's not getting claimed. He was available before this last round of cuts and didn't get claimed. So Hockett's going to be sitting there. So I think that you can get Hockett, Poe, and McCrary Ball back. McCrary Ball, maybe not. Actually, the more I think about it. So Poe and Hockett, I think you can get. Teray, no way. And Ball, 50-50 shot. But I think you can get Poe and Hockett back. Decal. Shanny's coaching tree is making it harder to cut guys and anticipate them passing through waivers. Man, you're not wrong. Look at this. This is the House Shanahan coaching tree. This was put out by Gridiron. Matt LaFleur, Robert Saleh, Sean McVay, and McDaniel. And McVay's got 3 offshoots: Brandon Staley, Zach Taylor, Kevin O'Connell, and Nathaniel Hackett's an offshoot of LaFleur. So, yeah, you're kind of seeing that's 9 teams. That's 9 teams in the NFL out of 32. Basically just a little less than a third, about a fourth, a little more than a quarter of teams that are running that exact same offensive system. And so that comes back because they want players that fit. And there's a big reason why you kept 6 running backs. Those guys were going to get claimed. That's just what it is. And yeah, you're right. It gets difficult. It really, really does. Zach Taylor, most underrated on that list. Yeah, I think so. He had a rough couple years, and then they blew up next year. I'll tell you this for the Bengals. I'm not sure they're going to make the playoffs this year. I like them a lot. It's a tough division. They've got some holes on their roster that Jamar Chase and Burrow were able to make up for. This is the year Zach Taylor's going to have to prove some stuff. Tazio, what's up, man? He says, do you think our lack of wide receiver will be an issue? We're very top-heavy at wide receiver, and we have some good depth. Trust are number 1 and 2, but only mild confidence in Gray, Jennings, McLeod. Hope Turner is on the practice squad. Yeah, I'd say if you phrase the question that way, I agree with you. Legit concern, but you got to remember George Kittle. You got to remember George Kittle because he is that third passing option, which is so paramount for, this offense. I like Ray McLeod a lot. I was very impressed by what he did. Juwan Jennings, we saw him. He's just got to kind of warm up a little bit. And Danny Gray, he brings something nobody else on this roster does. So they all have roles to be successful. You have your 2 wide receivers in Ayuk and Debo. And then you've got a bunch of role guys. You know what I mean? That they can be successful. Jennings contests catches over the middle, tough, all that stuff. He can do it all. Create separation. Like he does that. Ray, shifty guy, small, great acceleration. And then you look at Danny Gray, just freaking Ferrari out there. All right, 1 or 2 more questions if we got any more, Clayton, or if we're all done. We're all done, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you guys. We will be back tomorrow once that practice squad's finalized. Oh, man. Listen, I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me open up my schedule here because tomorrow is a day. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., we're going to be live with Jason Hurley, who is the 49ers cap.com specialist. So we are going to be diving into hardcore numbers, all about who's staying, who's not, what this means long-term, Bosa contract, all those things, Jimmy contract, the difference in likely to be earned incentives and not likely to be earned and how that affects everything. So that's going to be fun at 2. Then we got Eric Crocker. We got Croc in the house, baby, at 5 p.m. So plus the practice squad. So tomorrow's going to be a fun day. So 2 p.m., 5 p.m., I'm going to be doing some Patreon breakdowns in the morning. Tomorrow's going to be a day now. So make sure you turn those notifications on. Make sure you join us. And if you haven't yet, here's how you do it. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button is the bell. Once you click on that, click all. That way, anytime we go live, you will get notified and you will be able to enter into all of the giveaways that we do for Countdown Crew. And to be honest with you, it is by far the best way to support our channel. All right, there we go. So get that done. I want to say thank you to Clayton, the man behind the scenes. He is freaking dominating that board. And James W. and 49ers George 365, the executive producers of this show. Man, what a day. I feel like, that's how I feel. Just like, went through a lot. We're different people now than we were 24 hours ago before we found out about Jimmy Garoppolo, before we find out about all the cuts. Now, hopefully the good news is next time we talk, we're going to get 16 players added onto this team, and I'm so excited. Until then, guys, stay strong, faithful.